All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to ICER 2021. My name is Amy Coe. I'm a professor at the University of Washington Information School, and I'm the program co-chair this year.
Good morning from Germany. I'm Jan Fahrenhold. I'm the program co-chair for this year and next year, and I'm a professor at the University of Münster in Germany.
Hi, I'm Renee McCauley, a professor of computer science at the College of Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina.
Hello, I'm Matthias Hauswert, professor at the University of Lugano in Lugano, Switzerland, and a site co-chair.
All right, and so let's see if we can all say, have you say hi as well. So maybe you can find the chat button on the right of Clowder and find a little wave emoji. Everybody wave at the same time. Let's stress test this system a little bit. Do a little wave. All right, here come the waves. It's great to see all of your emoji hands. So let's kick this conference off. It has been quite a year for all of us. In the past 12 months, many of us have experienced COVID-19 stress, struggle, grief, a challenging year of teaching and learning, a racial reckoning, some threats to democracies around the world. It hasn't been an easy year for anybody, but it's been a particularly devastating year for some of you. That makes it a challenging year to plan a conference and attend one. So we recognize that some of you are in that situation now. We really appreciate you joining us to sustain and grow our community. And we hope we've planned an enriching and humane event that makes the most of the little time that we have together. Renee, tell us about South Carolina.
Charleston, South Carolina is a beautiful city with a rich history, some good and some bad. Founded in 1690, Charleston is known not only for its beauty and its place in history, but also for its beaches, its marshes, its street grass baskets, its cuisine, and so much more. For 9 years in a row, Charleston has been rated the #1 U.S. destination by readers of Condé Nast Traveler. Being a coastal town in the U.S. South, it's also hot and humid in the summer. Today's high temperature will be 85 degrees Fahrenheit with 86% humidity, making it feel like 95 degrees Fahrenheit, which translates to 35 degrees Celsius. So maybe some of you are appreciating the virtual nature of our conference right now, but I do hope you get to visit Charleston another time. Next, our SIGCSE chair will offer a welcome and more information. Adrian.
Thank you, Renee. Next slide, please. On behalf of the SIGCSE board, everyone here is the SIGCSE board, I would like to welcome you to ICER 2021. I am so honored to have served with this group of people on the current SIGCSE board, but this in fact will be this board's last ICER conference. Elections for the SIGCSE board 2022-2025 will be happening in 2022, and we encourage all of you to think about if you would like to be considered for a board position, or if you know someone who would be very good for the job, who you can twist their arm into getting nominated. Information about the nomination process is going out sometime, I think, this week on the SIGCSE listservs. Nominations are due October 1st. Next slide, please. As an organization, SIGCSE sponsors 4 conferences. ICER is one of them. Yay for all of you for being here. So excited that this is happening virtually, but we're all here together, and that's what's one of the most important pieces. Our other conferences happen throughout the year at various locations, and information about our other conferences is always available on the SIGCSE website and frequently talked about on the SIGCSE members listserv. The SIGCSE board has decided that for 2022, we will return to our conferences being in-person events, but each event will be offering options for those unable to travel or needing to participate in the event virtually. Each event will be handling this differently, and we are hopeful that our events can pilot various forms of hybrid participation and work together to find solutions that bring their communities together in new and interesting ways, whether it be in person or online. Conferences aren't the only thing that SIGCSE does, and another of our major activities is the SIGCSE Awards. Award applications are due October 1st for the Outstanding Contribution to Computer Science Education Award, the Lifetime Service to the SIGCSE Community Award, and our newest award, the Test of Time Award, that goes to a paper that has stood the test of time and has made an impact in our community. Award winners are chosen only from those nominated, so please consider nominating a deserving individual or an impactful paper. Information about the awards process has already gone out on the listservs and is available on the SIGCSE website. And if you're interested in preparing a nomination packet, please feel free to reach out to Dan Garcia, who is in charge of our awards process. He is more than happy to help make sure that you understand what the process is and point to the links and information for getting a successful packet in. And last, and perhaps certainly not least, because it directly relates to ICER, we are going to be opening a new search for an ICER steering committee member. More information about that is coming soon, sometime this week, but please feel free to reach out to me or the current ICER steering committee for more information. Thank you, and enjoy ICER 2021.
Thank you, Adrienne. Quick note about our program for this week. We have 30 research papers, 29 posters, including many from doctoral consortium students, and 14 doctoral consortium students doing lightning talks, and 8 additional lightning talks. Brief note about the proceedings. Unfortunately, ACM did not have them ready in time for today. They've promised that they should be online by the end of today. So you can see a link with a backup with all of the PDFs on the Clowder homepage. And now we'll turn to awards, just to entice you to come to some of our sessions this week where they'll be presented. This year, the steering committee decided to shift away from ICER's previous award categories of the Chairs Award and the John Henry Award, moving to ACM's more standard model of best papers and honorable mentions. So this year, the steering committee formed an awards committee, which used the PC nominations to award 3 honorable mentions and 1 best paper. Yifat Kolkant, awards chair, will present the winners. Yifat.
So, good evening from Israel. Just a few words about the process of how we worked. Each of us, the members of the committee, individually read each of the papers nominated by the program committee. We graded them separately, and then we had a very interesting discussion, and this is how we finalized our decision. So, 3 honorable mentions: identifying SQL misconception of novices, finding from Think Aloud study. This is one. And the second is evaluating proof blocks problems as exam questions. And I am not reading the author name because with my Israeli accent, I think reading the names of the papers is enough. And the third one, evaluating proof blocks problems as exam questions. And the winner, the one that stood up as best paper, is identity in K-12 computer.
This is the third honorable mention. Apologies, I didn't advance the slide.
Yes. Something looked really, but it's for me. Here in my list is the third. So the third honorable mention is identity in K-12 computer education research, a systematic literature review, and one paper. Can I get the next slide, please? This paper, re-examining inequalities in computer science participation from a oh my goodness, Bordessian sociological perspective. It stood up. And the reason we chose it is that this paper introduces to the ICER community a well-established theoretical framework for sociology and applies it to a subject that is very central to the current interest of this community. The theory is used in this paper to shine a fresh light on the previous literature around inequalities with implications both for future research and for practice. So we thought that it will surely inspire vivid discussion in the ICER community, which in my opinion is one of the wonderful aspects of this conference. So I'm just going to take the quick opportunity to thank the members of the award committee, Maria Knobelsdorf, Loren Margolis, and Ian Uting, and to thank you, ICER program chairs and steering committee, for this wonderful, wonderful intellectual fiesta.
Thank you, Yifat. Matthias is going to tell us about Clowder now.
Yes, welcome to Clowder. You're all already in there. So you see on the left-hand side, you have a menu. Amy, next. In that menu, you can click on the home button. Don't do this. If you click now, you will lose this, or you will leave this page, and you will drop out of our video. Also, if you're presenting something, don't press on the home button, because you will also lose your video chat. But you can press on the other buttons: Program, Socialize, My Stuff. Next, Amy. If you click on My Stuff, you can find your personal program or your backstages if you're an author or presenter. That's the way to get into the TV studio where the 6 of us are sitting right now and streaming. On the right-hand side, you have the chat. You can go to the next one. In the chat, every page has its own chat. You can post messages like you do right now. You can see all the chats that you have pinned with the little pin icon, and then you can find conversations. You can press the little bell, the yellow bell icon at the top. Then you get notified if somebody chats in a chat that you follow, for example, the chat about your paper. If you're an author, you may actually want to maybe put up a little poll on your paper, like, who would like to help me with a follow-up study on this research, or something like that. If you're looking at a page about the paper and you have comments, you can comment on the paper anytime. It doesn't have to be during a presentation. And the authors can answer, and you can have a discussion. And of course, you can have reactions like we have been doing right now. Next. You can network outside of sessions, like we have the breaks. But you can anytime send direct messages to an attendee. If you see a picture of somebody, click on the picture, and then there's a little DM thing you can press on, and you have a personal chat, private chat with that person. You can meet in a scheduled break room during break sessions, but you can also create your own group video chat break room by clicking on Socialize, and then create a new room there. Next. That's Renee.
Here's an overview of the 4-day conference schedule. We start and end each day at the same time. The schedule lasts 3.5 hours and was organized to maximize interaction among attendees and minimize fatigue for all. We've built breaks and social sessions into each day. Each of the boxes that you see here represents exactly 20 minutes of content, and there's no go over that, as will be explained. In the upcoming slides, Matthias, Jan, and Amy will explain how to participate in the various different types of sessions. But remember that you can always go to the Program tab and see what is live now and what is coming up. Jan's now going to explain how the different paper sessions work.
So the R in ICER stands for research, but it used to stand for roundtable. And here on this slide, you see actually both two things. So if you have decided which room you want to attend, you will be seeing 2 paper videos back to back. So in theory, you can switch after one paper from one room to the other. In practice, it may be a little tricky. If these 2 videos are done, the session chair will introduce you to the roundtable features in a 1-minute pre-recorded broadcast. And I'll do a spoiler here. So what happens at the end of this video, you will be randomly assigned to a roundtable. Click the Join Room button, and the pre-recorded broadcast will tell you so. And then you have 10 minutes to discuss with other attendees about the papers, about your ideas, about your comments. And you probably want to pick a scribe to write down 1 or 2 questions your roundtable wants to ask, because then after these 10 minutes, you will be brought back to the main session. And there, in that session's chat, you can post the Q&A, you can post the questions you have, comment on the paper, and the session chair and the authors will be in the backstage area, which is live at that point in time, and answer your question.
So how to actually participate in lightning talks. Lightning talks happen in the plenary room, which is the same room you're in right now. So not in the same rooms as the paper talks. Next slide, Amy. And if you want to learn more about the lightning talk that you watched, you can go to the program. You can click on one of the lightning talk sessions. Next. And next. And then you get a little pop-up describing that session, and you click there on View the Exhibition, and you get another page which shows you every single lightning talk with the abstract. And if you want to see more about that talk, there may be uploaded videos, there may be PDFs and other things. Click on the little View button there, and you can see more information. Next. There's also a poster session on Wednesday. And if you want to go to the poster session and participate, click on the poster session in the schedule. You get another of those pop-ups. The poster session also is an exhibition where there are multiple video chat rooms. So click on View the Exhibition, and you will get to a page that lists all the posters with their abstracts or even a video or a picture. And then you can join the discussion room of a poster. You can pick which ones you want to go to, click the discussion room of the poster, and you will end up in a video chat with the poster author and maybe other people who want to hear about that poster. So during the poster session, move from poster to poster like you would in a real poster session. Next. And in the breaks, you already had a first break to start the conference. So the breaks are scheduled. If you're in the schedule, you click on the break, you'll end up with the same pop-up. You click on View the Exhibition, and the exhibition for breaks is basically listing various video chat rooms with different topics. We've seen 3 rooms have been particularly popular in the last few minutes. Pick something and join the discussion there, switch on your video camera, and you're good to go. Breaks are 20 minutes long, and we have them several times a day. Next.
So that should give you a good orientation to Clowder. Just a quick note about the code of conduct for our conference. It is linked on the Clowder homepage and the ICER website. The bottom line is don't make assumptions about people, welcome newcomers, and respect and celebrate the diversity in our community. If you have any concerns, you can always come to any of the chairs in the conference, but we've also recruited Kristen and Ismailia to represent sort of an informal step if you want to discuss with somebody some concern you have about a violation of the code of conduct. They'll both confidentially discuss it with you and then can help you decide whether or not to escalate to us. You can find them with the Code of Conduct badge. And lastly, thank you to our supporters and sponsors. Thank you to ACM and SIGCSE for sponsoring the conference, and to the steering committee for their guidance and feedback throughout this past year, and to Google for supporting the conference. We will have a keynote coming up soon, but not quite yet. After a 20-minute welcome break, we'll have a keynote from Tamara Clegg, Communities, Computing, and the Carolinas. You can find the keynote room on the schedule. You'll also see it in the Live Now button that you see on the left right now. But before we do that keynote, just one thing. We are going to welcome all of the newcomers here in this session. So each day we'll have a dedicated welcome session. Returning attendees, you will pick the room corresponding to the location of your first ICER conference. So in those welcome rooms, you'll see all of those locations. Try to remember where you were. Go to that room and find your seat. And then newcomers, pick any room. It doesn't matter which one you go to. And introduce yourselves, welcome newcomers, and discuss the community and research. How to find them, click on Program, Exhibitions, and Welcome Rooms. Warning, this will take you away from this plenary, so don't click on it yet. Only click when you're ready. So I'll give you one less prompt to do that. We'll go do some networking and welcoming, and then we'll come back and see you in the keynote. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Go to a welcome room. Returning your first ICER location, newcomers, any room. See you at the keynote in 20 minutes.